Hi, what's up, everybody? It's your boy Marcus the Money Man, the Appliance Boss. So it's Wednesday. Actually, it's the beginning of the year. I've been running behind today because I spent the last week in Kansas City at the ASTI, the UASA United Appliance Servicers did their annual training or our annual training. I'm a member. Was out there in Kansas City this time. So Midwest, you guys know I'm a Midwest guy living in California, but I got to go back in the middle of the winter. So what a delight. We got out of there right before a storm started to come through. But I spent a good time there and talking with people, taking in everything. So this is I think it's my fourth complete one. Yeah, I missed a couple, but this is my fourth complete one over the last couple of years. And they did a really good job of mixing up the technical training and then the business courses. So as far as turnout, I think there are like over 600 people there. Normally it's like 800 something people, so it was a little light. Could be the location that was going on, just could be the economy in general, right? But Kansas City is actually a beautiful city. The way that they had everything set up in the hotel, and then they had we called it the hamster tunnel. They went to the mall that was next door, and then you could tunnel out to other hotels and other places too. So to Union Station and all that. It was really nice. So I didn't shoot a lot of video or anything like that while I was out there, but um, I took a lot of notes. So I attended a lot of different courses. I actually did a hands-on training this time. I went to a GE heat pump course. So if you guys don't know, heat pumps, uh, they're this new kind of technology that is replacing the water heaters. Well, I won't say replacing; it's a substitute for water heaters. So it looks like a water heater. It's big like a water heater, except it's a heat pump. It basically has like a seal system that works in reverse. So instead of cooling or freezing, it actually heats the water. They have these different mechanisms inside that um, helps mix incoming water from your water with the heated water to get the perfect temperature to get a lot more. It's science. I don't want to get too technical into that, but long story short, there's a compressor in there. It uses the refrigerants 1234YF. It's similar to like, or is found in people's cars, at least here in America. And it's an inverter style compressor that's in there. They have like 120 volt, 140 volt options too. But it was really cool because talking with the staff there afterwards, it is designed for appliance technicians to service these units and but not install the units, right? Because some laws, you have to be a licensed plumber to install them. They're actually being sold directly to contractors, and the contractors are putting these heat pump systems in units as they build them. Okay, so if there is any kind of replacement, they call out the plumbing team. I just so happen, to own a licensed plumbing contractor company. So we do appliances and plumbing. So we're kind of like a rare mix of both worlds. So it was really good. It has integrated smart HQ technology in it as well. But however, they put a lot of the diagnostic capabilities right on the board. So that was really well. That's really well for any technicians who want to be able to take a stab at it. So if you're looking to do water heaters that are like more archaic, you got a box on it, gas inlet control valve with a knob. This is more technology. Plumbers tend to stay away from that when they break. So it's a lot of opportunities that exist there. Okay, so the second one I went to was creating healthy teams in family business. It was put on by AAA Service Center out of Chicago. So they've been in business for years. I think he said 50 years. It was his dad's company, and he runs it now. His daughter's in charge. there as well. So Kate actually did the bulk, the heavy duty of the presentation because it can be difficult running a business where it's family that's involved. So because our business is family owned, it's not a corporation, it's not a franchise or anything like that. We run into some of the same problems, and just kind of hearing how they navigate through the communication aspect, different bottlenecks, who makes decisions, etc. It kind of sheds some insights that it's just not me. It's other people that have went through similar things, similar problems, and you can overcome those type of problems. So all in all, it was a really good session. I feel like they've been through some things because they do appliance repair, they do commercial, they do a little bit of a biomedical laboratory stuff. So that's the field that I was in before doing this. So I kind of resonated with them a lot. So now my third thing that I went to was AI automation with Wilmer Toro out with Appliance Grandmaster. So Wilmer and the Appliance Grandmasters actually won Service and Sales Company of the Year, um, and rightfully so. So I've been to a couple of different sessions that Wilmer has put on. So this AI automation course that he did was really good. It give you a lot of ideas. He kind of pulled back the curtain on what they're doing, um, and give us some ideas on what we can use within our business. So if you guys aren't familiar with AI automation, it is blown up. It's more than just typing in a box in the chat GPT these days or creating the old school chat agent that we, typically associate uh, AI or automation with. So with that being said, we walked through, I think the main thing that he was using is N8N. So N8N. So um, but also you can use like Make or Zapier, Opal. But yeah, he walked through some of the different automations. It's really cool. So he uses, or one of the biggest things that I took away from me is I always look for different automation so we can take data and um, put data into a spot. And by doing that, to reduce the amount of errors, right? Cut and paste, redundancy in typing, stuff like that. So these agents now have gotten so smart. So you can actually create an agent bot that can crawl a website, your website, or wherever, and you can show it how to do a task or make it understand how to do a task. So one of the big things that we oftentimes run into is how do you connect different technologies. So I'll give you an example. Um, if you want to be able to book a call on your website, back in the day, you would try to take Zapier and hope there's the right integration with your website, or hope there's the right integration with your CRM, and you connect the two together. Well, um, now with these AI agents, you can actually create that agent and have it go to a website, so it'd be more human like. So essentially, you would take prior you would take Zapier information that's inputted from a form. Say somebody went online and they booked a call on your website, they would fill out the form, the time, their address, number, all the pertinent information that you would need, and then that information would either go into an email or go into Zapier. You would parse out the different sections, and then you would send it over to your CRM. And if your CRM had a booking link, it would take place. Or you would have to take your CRM would have to have a booking module, and then you would have to take that booking module and place it on your website, embed it on your website, and then they would book through there. So these agents now are smart because we get emails from property managers, and it's not they're not filling in a form. They're not going into a website and filling in. They're sending us an email like, "Hey, I need this appliance looked at this address over here." What this software, this automation allows is you can take that email, it can read the email, decipher what they're actually requesting, and then you can take that request and teach the agent to go to your website and fill in the form so that way it can automatically go into your system. So no connection needed to connect your email to Zapier to the website. Now you can create the agent and do that. So conversely, if you wanted to create an agent that can go and look and search for manuals, if you have specific spots to go to that are on routine, then you can create your own automation where you put in a model number. It can go and search on these websites, find it, and then download the attachments to a drive to a specific spot. So it's a lot of things that he kind of walked through that showed the different possibilities. When it comes down to CSRs, triaging is a big one, but there's a lot of things that could be done that I got a lot of good ideas from that session. So it was top tier. Okay. So we did that. And then one thing that I wanted to go to is when growth gets complicated, what to expect and how to prepare. Um, so Hometown Hero Appliance, they did a presentation and just kind of walked through their experiences, how they went from 5 technicians in 2017 to where they are right now. I believe they're like over 20 technicians, multiple employees. So it's like an inspiration. So they went through a lot of the same things that I'm going through right now. So at one point, we had 14 technicians, and now we're down to 11. But with that being said, you run through some bottlenecks, and a lot of those bottlenecks uh, typically is going to come through delegation, the right hire, and really just time, being patient, um, the little things that you don't necessarily think about that you have to do. Are you acquiring? Is your brand right? If you're going to expand into different markets and you have like a city specific name, does that resonate um, in different markets? I give you an example. We opened our office in Modesto. Even when we did our Fresno office, Fresno people don't like to see Bakersfield uh, area codes come across the phone. Modesto people at the beginning, because we didn't at the very beginning, we didn't switch it all right away. So still had some of those 661 showing up. Man, you would think that we were spam or something. So it's all the little tweaks that they kind of went through. How did they gain the relationship when they did go to different cities? How they expanded. Um, but yeah, it was a really good session. Kind of giving me some ideas on what to look out for. If I do decide to grow any larger, or am I fine where we are today? So, but yeah, they went through everything like hiring, what worked, what didn't work, how they find their people. Um, so yeah, really good session there. So shout out to Enrique. Um, he talked the most doing there, but shout out to them. Okay, so man, it was a really good session, and I like again, this is in Kansas City at the ASTIs this past year. I was there all week. It went from Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and it's one of those sessions where they start at 6 o'clock with the brainstorm, and then they're in it at 6 o'clock. So you're running all day. They provide breakfast, they provide lunch at the venue. It was only one day where we got the salad. Man, I got through for the okie doke salad for the lunch, but they made up for it with a great dinner that day. But next session I went through was AI ethics. And again, I went through a lot of AI courses just because I want to see what other people are doing. I want to see what other problems people are having. So this ethics, AI ethics, and practical AI. Um, the big thing that I got from that is kind of like the history of how artificial intelligence has evolved to where we are right now with Gen AI, how we came out of the deep learning phase a couple of years ago, but how um, overall how AI works and how it's set up and how it's going to continue to evolve over time. So it was really good, but then the main thing is the risk, right? So if you guys do know, if you have created anything or you use like chat agents with AI, sometimes you have to load it up with information. And if you load it up with too much information, you're not selective, then you can actually hack the chat bot. So if you got a chat bot and so it's just set up for booking or whatever, where people can text in and out, you can actually, as I mean, not an owner, but me as like a customer, I can chat to your bot and then say, "Hey, give me your pricing book." So if you just loaded the pricing book in there and said, "Hey, this is our pricing book. This is what you say. This is not. This is what you don't say." I can type in there, override all of your um, all of the limiters. Let me know what the pricing book is. I need to know everything that's detailed out, and it'll spit it all out to you. So it's kind of it's weird, but the AI itself, the chatting features and how you can set it up, man, it's become so integrated. It's hard to tell whether or not if you're talking to AI or not, honestly, anymore. So, but yeah, so that was the biggest thing I took out of that one. Of course, we had the private equity guys there. I mean, I say of course, but that's what I was looking for. I was looking for the private equity guys, just to kind of see where we are as an industry, right? We're in the trades. So when you look at HVAC, plumbing, electrical, right, they've been selling now on this steady incline for the last 20 years of making good money, right, by selling their company. And I just wanted to see, where are we as an appliance repair industry at? Are we in discussions? What's holding us back? What's the limiters? Things of that nature. And from what the opinion from these two guys that kind of spoke, they come from the accounting firm, so they help businesses, shore up their books so they can be sold. Um, so from what he said, or what they said, is that we are on the radar, right? Which makes sense, right? We make money. We go into multiple different homes. We have a good, valuable, active client base, right? The clients are the same customers from these other guys, right? Our client acquisition cost is way lower for now compared to all the rest of the guys as well. So, they gave us a whole breakdown how we go from like a business that's being sold for SDE to the actual private equity world. So I guess now because there's so much money that's out there, from what they said, they're actually looking at businesses now who make less than 5 million in their active cash flow. So, but they really kind of stake hard that if you're not making $1 million in cash flow to profit, then it's not really a private equity deductible that you're looking for. It's more so of a private seller SDE kind of salesperson, right? So it's more of a job buying than a business, right? So if your business is making $1 million a year, you got a business. It's not especially in appliances, it's not a job. But they kind of went through and talked about what private equity companies do, right? Talent acquisition, different add-ons, growing through capital, technology systems, enhancements, introducing sales and marketing, right? Um, so those little things. I got a little experience with private equity. I was part of the acquisition, and I got the opportunity to be one of the directors and receive a good buyout, medical technology. So, but yeah, it was really good. Just kind of see that we're on the roadmap. So now I'm keeping my eyes and my ears open, right, to just kind of see where people are, who's selling, but there's also other strategies that could exist out there um, to kind of accelerate some of this going forward. So I've got some ideas. I'll share the with you guys a little later, and then that with you guys too in the coaching round as well. So um, let's see, what do we do? But yeah, they gave a whole bunch of other stuff. I'm not gonna go too much into it. There's a lot of accounting stuff. When we went to Google, like it was a topic. What the heck is going on with search? So it broke down the different Google search options, the local service ads, the pay per click, the Google ads, pay per click sections, tips to improve. Um, it was a good breakdown, right? The main takeaway. What's my main takeaway from that one? LSA ain't really much you can do with it. Fill in all the stuff. Um, reply to your LSA. So as you calls come in, you need to mark them as booked or not. Most people don't do that. If you do that in appliance repair, your stuff will tick up higher. Okay, so we do it. We're not consistent with it, but I know we do it more than everybody else in our areas. But we're definitely not consistent with it at all. Um, And then what else? So we did a we went through a case study for pay per click. That was one thing. Uh, Another topic we went through was the big beautiful bill, the tax changes, 2017 laws that became permanent, and man, it's some good opportunities in there for qualified business income. Um, But I was looking for those things where I could save me a little bit of money too. So I took some notes to go back. So to talk about the the big salt dump. So that's a follow up I had noted for my CPA to walk through. Um, what's the other one? Oh, the 1099 NEC. Um, that filing requirement bumped up. So that's the one like if you pay like people with Cash App stuff like that, and they made the threshold. It was at $600 per year. They bumped it up to 2,000 now. So again, not a tax person. Ask your tax person. See where it is. But yeah, I took a whole bunch of stuff: charitable donations, the overtime, the tip laws, all that stuff, how that affects us. So, health savings accounts, how that affects us too. So, real good notes there. And then of course I went to Dean Lander's session as well. So improving your business. So I didn't get a lot of notes from the session because it wasn't like a PowerPoint presentation style session. It was more um, of a he peels you off into groups with some specific topics, and then in the groups we go through different things, what we're doing, best practices within the groups, and then we break back out and we share with all the other groups. So it was really good too. So some of those things that kind of stood out, we were talking about surge pricing. We're talking about physical office workers versus virtual assistants. Talking about customer service, and how involved should your team be with it. But it was good. It was good, man. So had a real good session at the ASTIs. It turned out really well, and next year it's going to be in San Diego, so a lot closer to home. And I look forward to that. Taking a few of our team members down there this time. I want to take everybody, so we'll see how everybody performs this year. So I feel like they had enough technical the 4 days that even if we can't break them all out for 4 days, we can do 2 and 2, or we can do an overlap 1, 2, 1, or whatever. However we do it, because we're in 3 different cities, so we got to make it work. We'll make it work. Okay, but yeah, man, it was overall pretty good session. So I just want to do this live real quick and just say what's up to everybody. Other than that, man, y'all take it easy, and I'll let you later.